comes first. This is ABC-7 Xtra.
Good evening, I'm Saul Saenz, and this is ABC-7 Extra. If you're like most El Pasoans, it's probably been a while since you last took in a play, went to a concert, or even went to a movie theater, or finding out that the old saying, the show must go on, doesn't always hold true during a pandemic. COVID-19 has had a devastating effect on the entertainment industry. Take a look at this long list of concerts, plays, and events canceled right here in El Paso, from Les Miserables to Cirque du Soleil. Nothing is untouchable. Even Los Intocables concert canceled or postponed. Producers, event organizers, and artists themselves are being forced to either stay indoors like everyone else or think outside the box. That's what some event organizers are doing, like organizers of Hangar 7 Studios, which is a part of El Paso Live. They partnered with the El Paso International Airport and scheduled a series of drive-in movies called Movies or On the Fly, Concerts on the Fly, and Events on the Fly. The project is on Hangar 7 property with more than 7 acres of drive-up area. It has a 55-foot screen on the side of a building, the largest in El Paso. Here's the best part. Because of all of this space, it'll allow for safe social distancing for anyone enjoying the events, such as drive-in movies. The group is also partnering with the Plaza Film Fest, also billed as the world's largest classic film festival. Joining us to talk about all this is Doug Pullen from the Plaza Classic Film Fest and Jorge Vasquez with UTEP Special Events. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us this Sunday evening. And we'll start with you, Mr. Pullen, because I know that you're very excited about Hangar 7 and some of the other events. Can you break it down for us, please?
Yeah, our festival is usually held in late July, early August at the Plaza Theater. When we found out in May that the Plaza wasn't going to be open, we had looked at alternatives going into that and decided on a hybrid festival where we're doing 11 nights of pop-up drive-in movies at different locations, 6 locations around town, including the Hangar. And we're also doing a digital film festival over 5 days through our website. And it was a way to try to do something positive, we hoped, for the city, do something safe. We're enforcing social distancing policies and checkerboarding the cars. We're not doing food concessions at most locations, things like that to discourage congregation.
And Jorge Vasquez, what is UTEP doing?
We're getting ready for what's coming next, right? We have to ready our buildings, the Sumble Stadium, the Don Haskins and McGoffin, and also training our staff right now with the usual. We're waiting to hear on the football season, also on the coming events. So we have to be ready with training and with all the challenges that the new elements because of COVID-19 will bring to our industry. So there's a lot of make ready, as we call it, that we have to do, a lot of planning, and we've been in meetings with my team, so quite busy.
How receptive have some of the producers who bring their events to El Paso, how receptive, Mr. Vasquez, have they been with you when you tell them, look, we've got this going on right now, I'm sure you all know about it, but we might have to hold back a little on either a concert or an event?
Well, it's the same everywhere in the nation right now, in the world, actually. A few places have done a few things, a few concerts, a lot of drive-in movies and things like that. But for the most part, all the promoted companies that we work with, they're dealing with the same challenges across the United States. So they know, they monitor what's going on by region, and they're fully aware of the challenges that we'll have. They're preparing as well. We are seeing a lot of movement for 2021. I truly believe that the industry will be back to normal or even better when we're allowed to do that by the conditions of what's going on. But by the tone and by the movement that I've seen, talking to agents, artists, and promoter companies, I feel pretty confident that we'll be able to regain that momentum that we had going on in March when everything came to a halt.
Yeah. Mr. Pullen, you have several events scheduled over at Hangar 7. We were talking just a short while ago before we came on air about some of the things that you all are taking into consideration. For instance, for this drive-in situation that you're going to have at Hangar 7, you have social distancing. You mentioned the checkboarding, but it's not so much that you're going to have a loudspeaker. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, first off, Hangar 7 is the last location we will go to. We'll have been at 6 locations by the time we finish up. And what we've been doing is checkerboard parking. We're using low power FM so that the audio is being beamed into car radios, and there's also apps you can use, portable radios and so on. We are not allowing people to set up chairs outside of their vehicles. We're not allowing congregation of any kind. People can sit in the back of their trucks, things like that. But we're strongly encouraging them to wear masks, and most people have been pretty good about it. We've got extra security. We've also got extra portable bathrooms so that we're minimizing the chance of lines. And it has gone well. I can only think of one night where we had to, get a little bit on people, please, you're going to ruin the whole thing. And the spirit, I think people have been in the spirit because they want to get out and do something and they don't want to ruin a good thing. So, as we wrap up at the hangar, we're just using the same policies. For example, no food trucks. People bring their own food. Just things like that. That's what we've tried to do. And we've tried to do that to minimize contact between people. And people have been really good about it.
I can tell you it's a throwback to when I was growing up. You're watching ABC-7 Extra. When we come back, we'll delve into the financial impact the entertainment industry is facing in the middle of a pandemic. You're watching ABC-7 Extra, where news comes first.
Buy a select 2020 Volkswagen today. And for the next 6 years, you won't pay a single cent in interest. 6 years of interest-free payments. Click, call, or come by today.
Summer drives you to bright skies and warm company with those who matter most. Get there with great savings and enjoy the fresh air with the windows down and the tunes blasting all summer long. GECU can get you the vehicle you want or refinance your current vehicle. Summer drives with auto loan rates as low as 1.99% APR. Hurry, get pre-approved by August 25th.
Hi, I'm Matt with Watson & Griffin. During this period of economic uncertainty, many in our community are suffering economic loss. Should you have financial questions about your future, call our office and schedule a telephonic consultation. We're here to help.
It's Furniture City's incredible 4-day sale. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, only at Furniture City. Get amazing savings on the styles you want. You'll find recliners just $2.99. Sofa with chaise only $5.99. 5-piece dining sets just $3.99. Queen beds only $2.49. Add a Beauty Sleep Queen mattress set for just $3.99. Plus, get 0% financing until 2020 during the incredible 4-day sale. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, only at Furniture City.
COVID-19 is still spreading.
It's up to each of us to work together
to keep ourselves and everyone around us healthy.
So wear a face covering in public.
Keep 6 feet away from others.
Wash your hands often.
That's how we work together for a healthy Texas.
Buy a select 2020 Volkswagen today. And for the next 6 years, you won't pay a single cent in interest. 6 years of interest-free payments. Click, call, or come by today.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra. Hangar 7 is a concept developed to allow El Pasoans to attend concerts and movies without getting out of their cars, a new version of drive-in entertainment.
We do have staffing for the events for now, and they're going to be looking out for the audience and making sure that people remain in their cars, and then people will be asked, reminded to stay within their vehicles. We don't have refreshments as of now because we're really focusing on a contactless solution for entertainment. So it just helps protect the community to reduce the amount of contact that we have with money and so on and so forth.
That was Cassandra Davidson with the El Paso International Airport sharing the idea of Hangar 7 with city leaders. We also want to welcome back our guests, Doug Pullen from Plaza Classic Film Fest and Jorge Vasquez with UTEP Special Events. And I'll pick it up where we left off, Mr. Pullen. We were talking about the financial impact that something like this is going to have on the entertainment industry here in El Paso. Is it having a financial impact, and how devastating has it been?
Well, you know, for us, we're different from what Jorge's dealing with because we're not full-time live entertainment. We're live entertainment 11 days out of the year. But I can tell you that we have put back to work two entities that have been sidelined by the COVID-19 pandemic. One is El Paso Live, the people who run, you know, several of the venues in town. You know, they've been downsized and they have not been able to do much because their facilities are closed. So we essentially hired them to do the ticketing and the parking for us. And that brought back part-timers and also gave full-timers other employment. Same with production. We use a company called South Coast Audio. They do all of our production at the film festival. They haven't had much to do since March either. So in addition to their core people, a lot of their part-timers are brought back. And it's very much like something called Get Ship Done for El Paso, which is an initiative that my employer, the El Paso Community Foundation, instituted in April to give laid-off restaurant workers paid shift work at the food bank. So it's the same concept. So it's giving them work where they really haven't been working. Some of the full-timers working, yes, but the part-timers, no.
I'm glad you put the emphasis on shift. That way the FCC doesn't call us and say anything to that. Let's go to you, Mr. Jorge Vasquez. Let's talk about the financial impact this is having on you all here at UTEP, because you do work a lot with promoters, and in your case, it is year-round, correct?
Yeah, it's year-round. We never stop. The entire industry, the event industry, the venue industry is definitely taking a hit. If you think about it, the concept of social distancing at a concert doesn't work really well, or a football game, or a graduation, you know. So yes, there's a lot of all of the tours that were going on, that were traveling in the U.S. stopped. Everything that was routing stopped. Cirque du Soleil, as you may know, they filed for bankruptcy. Failed, who is the company that we bring in for Monster Jam, and I think the guys downtown for Disney on Ice and things like that. They also, laid off a lot of people, furloughed a lot of people. All those events, have a repercussion financially in the nation, but here at home, we bring in anything from 12 all the way to $18 million in revenue for the, in ticket sales in general in the market. So if you think about in terms of that kind of money, yes, there's definitely a loss or a lack of opportunity to bring in those high generating events. And then from the labor perspective, we're blessed at the university. We've been okay in that sense, my staff and I, as far as the building goes. But yes, there's a lot of workers. Like we also use companies like the one you mentioned, and South Coast Audio and others that have taken a hit. So there's a lot of people that leave doing this, and stagehands and our
livelihood. Yeah. Mr. Pullen, since you're not year-round and you rely on these events that you hold, how do you make ends meet? How can you be sustainable in situations such as these? I mean, obviously, this is very, very new to all of us, and this is you've probably never been through anything like this before. But when you rely on seasonal type of entertainment, how do you hold things together?
Normally, most of the funding comes from sponsorships, ticket revenue, and other revenue, donations, things like that. We're about a $300,000, $350,000 festival normally. This year, we're probably going to be about a $100,000 festival because it's fewer movies and fewer options. Basically.
And fewer people, correct?
Yeah, because we're limiting our capacity intentionally. when you checkerboard cars, you're cutting out about half of your potential vehicles. It's deliberate. We didn't go into this to make money. We didn't go into it to lose our butts, but we didn't go into it to make money. We wanted to do something for the community that wasn't going on or not going on very much. And at the same time, put some of these people back to work and just kind of give us something to do. So really, you know, our ticket pricing, for example, a lot of the policies you'll see at Movies on the Fly are policies that we have used from the beginning of the film festival this year. Ticket pricing is $25 per vehicle. We're eating the credit card fees on that. And when we get to the airport or at the airport, there's also a facility fee. We are rolling that into our costs, not adding it to our costs. We're starting at a certain time and things like that. So that's the idea, to provide this, but also to provide some paid work for some people who've been idle. And, you know, if we don't lose too much money, I think we've done okay. If we came close to breaking even, I'd be shocked.
Okay, we're going to take another quick break. You're watching ABC-7 Extra. Still ahead, I'll ask my guests what these cancellations do to the future of quality entertainment in El Paso. Will big-name entertainers be willing to come back after they were forced to cancel their appearances? We'll be right back.
At Mattress Firm, we're celebrating over 30 years of making it easy to get a great night's sleep. We're rolling back prices, and now is the time to save on better sleep. Come see the entire line of the coolest Tempur-Pedic ever built. Technology for cooler sleep. And better days. Get up to $300 Mattress Firm bonus cash with every Tempur-Pedic purchase. Plus, nowhere can you find 20 adjustable mattress sets for less than $15.99. It's never been cheaper to adjust your sleep at Mattress Firm. It's simple. Guaranteed lowest price, or it's free. Only at Mattress Firm.
Attention, this is a paid advertisement for legal services brought to you by the law offices of Michael J. Gopin. Evidence shows that there is a potential link to the heartburn medication ZANTAC and certain types of cancer. Do not stop taking prescribed medication without consulting a physician. If you or a loved one have developed cancer in the urinary or digestive system after ongoing use of ZANTAC, heartburn medication, or its generic equivalent, you may be entitled to compensation. Call us now for a free consultation at 915-532-1111 and you will be taken care of.
Tired of antidepressants not working and dealing with side effects such as drowsiness, nausea, weight gain, or sexual dysfunction? At the practice of Alfredo Arellano, a proud El Pasoan and pioneer in behavioral health, we exclusively offer evidence-based and cutting-edge treatments such as transcranial magnetic stimulation. TMS stimulates the brain non-invasively, improving mood, energy, concentration, and mental focus, and in some cases, eliminating the need for medications. Call now for your consultation. The Psychiatric Office of Alfredo Arellano, healing minds, helping hearts.
We want to take a moment to honor those who have done good for our community. That's why we're showcasing the most recent Budweiser Legacy winner, Renee Herrera, who started an organization called Movies for Kids. It's a nonprofit that's dedicated to helping less fortunate children.
We tried really to enhance the lives of certain children that are disadvantaged or facing hardships in their lives.
L&F Distributors wants to thank you. They have a gift for you.
We want to reward you and your organization with $500 on behalf of L&F Distributors.
Thank you very, very much.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra. Joining us is Doug Pullen from the Plaza Classic Film Fest and Jorge Vasquez with UTEP Special Events. And I'll start with you this time, Jorge. Mr. Vasquez, talk to me about entertainers and promoters when they're faced with something like this. And El Paso seemingly, I mean, obviously you were forced to, but when El Paso says, look, we can't hold your event now, are these folks willing to come back? Because we're talking about quality entertainment here, especially when you're talking about Cirque du Soleil and plays like Les Miserables, stuff like that. Do they take that into consideration when you ask them to come back?
Like I said before, definitely it's the same situation across the country, right? And they have a lot of the bigger companies, they've done a lot of research, a lot of surveys, and they found out that what people want, they want to get back to normal. People want to make sure that when we reopen our buildings, they're safe, and we're doing everything possible to keep them safe. So the answer to your question is absolutely. Not only the promoter companies and the artists are willing to come back, but they're eager to come back. They're aching to come back. And the same with us to open the doors of our buildings again once it's safe, of course. But by the movement that we've seen I've been working really hard to book events for 2021, and I see a lot of hope. I think I know that they're just waiting for the green light.
So when you're working with them to book future dates, are they willing? Are they saying, yes, I'm okay, I'm not slammed with some other cities, I will come to El Paso?
Right now, the model changed a lot. So before this, we would place holds, what we call holds, in a certain date. Now we place the same different holds for the same concert. So option A, B, C, and D, you know, because we have to be flexible. So if A and B are not able to happen, we have some other dates to fall back on. So that's right now what the model is, and I think it's going to work out okay.
Mr. Pullen, in your case, you all get creative and you have movies, obviously, that you draw from, some of the classics, because that's really what your event is all about. Do you have that same problem, trying to book some people?
Yes and no. Booking for the movies this year was particularly difficult when it usually isn't, because of what's going on in the commercial movie theater industry. The chains and the studios are trying to keep each other happy under very difficult circumstances. I think there's only 2 theaters open in El Paso right now, for example, and no new product. So they're very kind of territorial, but they were, worked with us. It was just a lot more stressful. What we're doing, however, is, the film festival is usually a year's worth of planning, if not more. We had to scrap all that this year. So once this one ends, I'll start working on the next one, but I'm going to be working on 2 versions, and the traditional version, the one we hope we're able to do, and then maybe some other hybrid version like we did this year, these 2 festivals in one.
Mr. Vasquez, this is your opportunity to let us know what you've got down the pipeline coming our way. What can El Pasoans expect to attend in the coming weeks, in the coming months?
In the near future, like I call it, right? So,
in the hopeful future.
Well, there is a future, and people have to understand that. But we have events like Bandai MS that will be coming back. Toby Mac, Kim Brown. I have my cheat sheet here. Rage Against the Machine, Megadeth, Enrique Iglesias, Ricky Martin, and so many others. And what I tell people, or every time I have the chance, like right now, to speak, is I can book everything possible, but we're going to rely on people to buy the ticket, to feel comfortable and come back again, and support this industry that we make memories together, and we cannot do it without people in our buildings.
In essence, if people buy tickets, these entertainers will keep coming back. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying, yes.
Okay, Mr. Pullen, what can we expect in the very near future coming our way? We know we have movies over on the fly at Hangar 7. What else are we expecting down the road?
Well, I think you're going to see El Paso Live and also the El Paso Sports Commission continue to try to do outdoor events, because that's considered the safe way. There's some big acts like Garth Brooks and others who've done some drive-in tours. So Friday's Intocable concert at the Coliseum would be kind of a test flight for that. We'll see how the movies on the fly go and if they extend that. So you'll see that, and we have the kind of weather we can do outdoor events year-round, really. I know the Sun City Carpool Cinema was extending. They were originally going to be finished up, I think, early to mid-July, but they're going at least into early August. So, we're seeing people going to these things. How long they'll do that, who knows? It goes back to what Jorge said. When people are ready to go back and they're comfortable, that's when you'll see these tours and other events start popping up. And a lot of tours have announced 2021 dates, mostly summer and fall, right?
You mentioned the Coliseum. What challenges have you had holding some events there at the Coliseum? Have you had any challenges that are?
Well, we've only done 2 nights there. We were there August 4 and August 5 for Jurassic Park and Selena. They both sold out. The crowds were into the spirit of the thing. We had very few problems. I think the bigger problems were car batteries dying because people were running their engines with their air conditioning on. They've been doing it for a while, so their staff really kind of has it down. And then it's just a matter of letting them know where we're coming from when we met and debrief. And with El Paso Live, a lot of it is just sort of training people to do this, because they had not really done outdoor events like this before. But as we transition out of the film festival into their programs, they'll be like a well-oiled machine starting this coming weekend.
So just bring your own car charger, right? All right, Mr. Vasquez and Mr. Pullen, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. And I know that people are really anxious, especially those like myself who are suffering from cabin fever, who want to get out and be entertained. So thank you so much for what you do, and I appreciate you spending your Sunday evening with us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the invite.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Saul Sainz, and this has been ABC-7 Extra. Good night y buenas noches.
You're watching ABC